Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I'm Chad, your gracious host here at CK Knife and Tool. If you're one of the old dogs like Tony, welcome back. And hi Tony, how you doing? Well, today's video is my custom knife pins. I've been wanting to do a video for a while on this, but every time I was about ready to do a video, I had more pins coming in. And so I'll put it off because I want to show those new pins. Then I get busy doing a bunch of other things and I don't do it, and then say, oh, let me do that video. Oh, hold on. No, I got 4 more knife pins coming in. So we're done. 2018, we are done. I finished up the last couple of knives I've had in the shop, and I'm just starting to get some other knife stuff ready for 2019. But I wanted to kick this video out to kind of show you guys a little bit about the custom knife pins, these center pins that I've been offering as of late, and pretty much just show people what they are and what they look like, kind of, give you a little information on them maybe. They're going to be up on my new website that's going to be premiering in 2019, hopefully. Everything's working out well. My daughter and I have actually been building up the website, designing it ourselves, and we're pretty much done with everything. So without further ado, I'm going to head inside because it is a lovely PNW day here, right? Yeah. Let's head inside where it's warmer and we'll get to these pins. Okay, gang, hopefully you see everything okay. What I wanted to do is I wanted to lay out the pins a little bit to kind of show this, because I have a lot of pins. I got 28 individual designs right now, and I still have more coming. Real quickly, the pin lengths, they're only this long. So for those that are wondering, the pin's only so long. But no matter how you cut it, what you see in the middle goes all the way through. An example would be I have a Marine Corps piece here, and it's about just over a 1/4 inch, and yet this is the Marine Corps piece too, and it goes all the way through. Maybe you guys will see that real quick. See, it's kind of cut on this side, and it's smooth on that side, and that's how it is. It's just cut. So that is the pin piece. That's it. So it does go all the way through. So the pins, I usually get them in 2 different styles. I get the outside tube either in brass or in nickel silver. Those are the 2 things. The inside design is either in brass or nickel silver. A couple of pieces I have a little bit of maybe a copper in there, but I'm not sure if I have any here. I think those are the ones that I'm getting ordered. But there's 3 metals that he uses. It's brass, nickel, silver, or copper that he puts inside the pin to make the design. And I say he is my knife maker. My knife maker is Alexei. Alexei is not from the US. He is actually from Siberia. I came across him. I found him somehow. I couldn't even remember now because I found him over a year ago, and I just started communicating with him like most of us that make knives do, and came across him, and he was a really nice guy. We communicate probably every 2 weeks for the better part of a year and a half. It's really nice. He's really open to suggestions. Very creative guy, and his artistic abilities plus his electronic abilities to programming things and to get these pins made the way they are. I believe it's made by EDM. It's just a wire that cuts it's like almost a really thin kind of fishing line type wire, I guess. I'm going to plug pictures in here as we go through some of them to kind of save it, because I do have 28 pins and I don't want to babble too much on this. But we'll start with the initials. And as you've seen in the past, I've done something like the Axe family. We did an AF. My son did John's knife, so he had JS. I did something, I think, for, we recently did a video on Chris when he made his knives for his kids. And that had AF and CF for his children's names. So that worked out pretty good. I also have my kids with BK and EK because we made those and we put those in the bottom of their nunchucks. So that takes care of the initials. And the initials can be done like you'll see here on the pictures. They're brass tube with nickel silver letters. It could be reversed. You could have a silver tube with a brass lettering, or you could have all nickel silver or all brass. And then the fill you could have in black, red, or green, or blue. I have not done any green, but I have red, black, and blue in pins, as you'll see, so we've got that. Now we go to maybe some of the animals, for instance. Recently, in 2018, I did a knife for Anne, and she's really into equestrian and riding and such, and she had a Jasper made, and she had the pony, or a horse, in it. So we had that one. So that was the horse. This one is a northern pike. Really nice. It's a really cool pin. If you're in the Midwest, you know what a northern pike is. Other than that, can't help you. It's a really big fish, a really big, long fish. They get really heavy and they get very sharp teeth. So we have that one done. On the animals as well, let's see, what else we have? Oh, we have the bugling elk. This one this is, I think I did this for a doctor's set, a hunting set. I did that for him. So that was the bugling elk. It was really nice. We have the howling wolf is what I'll be calling this, but it could actually be used as a coyote as well. But that was really nice. I would think originally it was planned on being a wolf, but it never got used that way. But I do have this pin in here. Really nice. Again, nickel, silver, and black. And you're going to notice that the brass tubes are a little thicker than a nickel silver tube. That's the metal. The brass is a softer metal, I believe, than the nickel silver. All the silver pins have a thinner outside than the brass does. That's just by design. So that's the howling wolf. Then we have here, one of my favorites is the very good for the Pacific Northwest or for those hunters. This is a mountain scene in the background, and in the foreground there's a tree, like a pine tree or Douglas fir, and an elk standing there. So it's really neat. I really like that pin. Really slick. I think this pin made it into my knife. I bought these. I made that rogue for myself with the kingwood, and I put that inside there. That was really cool. This pin here is a bear holding a salmon. Many guys watch the pictures and videos of bear in Alaska catching salmon in the little waterfalls as the salmon are trying to jump up and everything. Well, I got this pin because of the fact, not just because it's cool, and by the way, it does have copper. This was one of the pins that I got made with copper. It's nickel, silver, and copper, where the fish is nickel, silver that you're seeing. But this is going to be for a special build that myself and Jacob Conti over at Conti Custom Rods is doing. We're going to call it Surf and Turf. Jacob makes custom fishing rods, fly fishing rods, steelhead, all sorts of stuff. Lengths and diameters and weights and all that stuff for you fishing guys. You know what I'm talking about. Way beyond my pay grade right there. But I'm going to make a Montana out of CPM S35VN stainless steel and do a leather sheath, and we're going to really tie the colors together. We got the same stabilized woods for both of our builds. And so he's going to make the rod, I'm going to make the knife. And he's going to showcase these at the Washington State Sportsman Show in Puyallup, Washington. So if you're in the area, drop by over there. We're going to do that. Really nice sets there. So that's the animal aspect of it. Yes, for right now. Then we have stuff like my son. If you guys know, he made that knife for John, as I mentioned. And he actually has a Facebook page that I built up for him. And he's 14 and a half now. And he wanted oak leaf knives. So we had a couple of his pins made, one in brass with the black fill, the other one nickel silver with the black fill. And he really thought that was nice because he also has the leather stamp that matches this, which is really cool. So as he starts to get into knife making, he can stamp all of his leather sheaths with that oak leaf knife on the back, like I do my CK knife and tool. He can stamp the oak leaf knife on there, and he could actually put the oak leaf pin in every one of his knives that he makes, if that's what he wants to do. So I had those made up for him. Another nice one, this one you've seen in Tammy's knife, and this is the mountain scene with a moon above and the trees in the foreground. Very, very indicative again to the outdoors with the Pacific Northwest and maybe western Montana and Wyoming of that nature. But also Tammy liked these because it reminded her a lot about the view that she got off the deck of her cabin where her and her son go. That's why she wanted these pins in his Jasper for his Christmas present. This pin here is an Indian chief with a howling wolf, and this knife pin was first showcased in Garland's knife about a year and a half ago now. I did it back in 2017. I made her a Jasper, and it was a one-of. I never made another Jasper like this one. It was in grade A plus Cocobolo with this pin in the front, but the back end was actually cut out and shaped to where you could see through the back, the tang of the knife, but you could see the taper tang, the silver in the middle, and then the Cocobolo grains went around. It was really cool, and I showcased her knife too because I was just learning how to make leather sheaths, and she got one of my first leather sheaths I ever made. I'm sorry, Garland. But that was really nice. So she loved that pin, and I thought it was a really good gift for her after helping me out with so much of the wood. This pin you guys have seen in the past. I put this pin on the Joshua's Men knife of April 2018. It was a shield and the cross. and I think I put it in another knife too. I can't remember offhand. And coming to think of it, I'm actually missing a pin in here. I don't have it anymore. I think I used it up, and that was the tree pin. So yeah, the 2 pins. One is the shield and the cross, all brass and nickel silver. The other one I don't have with me because I ran out. And that is the tree pin. I last put those pieces in a knife that went to Poland. And that went into a chef's knife in Poland. And it was the black with the brass tube and a brass tree, a family tree. Really, really pretty pin. I like that. This is another one that was inspired through Joshua's Men. This pin is brass and nickel silver. And it is a Bible with a sword going through it. Or in the background. It's not going through the Bible, but there's a Bible inverted, and then there's a sword inverted and a Bible in the foreground. Really nice pin. I like that a lot. It was really, really, really classy pin. This is for my Nordic guys out there. This is it's called the Helm of Awe, and it's a Viking runic. I just thought it was kind of a neat pin. I knew some guys, Roz, that like the Viking stuff, and as of late, I think a buddy of mine might want that in his brother's knife. So we'll see how that goes. I can't say any names because I think his brother might know I exist and might watch my videos once in a while. The Spartan helmet. This Spartan helmet was, I saw it, I just thought it was cool. I wanted to get it, and this is what broke the ice between myself and John at Warrior Poet Society. John Lovell and I chatted back and forth when he saw this pin, and he was just really taken back by it because he loves everything Sparta, likes all that stuff. And that's what got me with Warrior Poet Society and ultimately building a relationship with them, and it was great. So hi there, Evan, John, and Brekra. That was one of John's pins there. So, and speaking of John and Warrior Poet Society, if you guys have been following the channel, you know John with Warrior Poet Society. I do their knives. This is one of the pins that I have here. Again, this is the full length of it, and that design goes all the way through for you Warrior Poet guys out there that have my knives. That's what your pin looked like. So let's go on to the military branches. Now, you guys know I've been following the channel. I've done a lot of knives with the United States Marine Corps stuff, and I have 2 of their pins right here. One, again, is all brass with red, or red and gold. That's what the Marine Corps is indicative to, the red and gold. So I have that one right there. That's a very popular pin. Next in line is the nickel, silver, and black. That is the second most popular pin for my military lineup. Really nice, of course. I got a dog in that fight, so that's good to go. And then these pins here I got because I was inspired by my knife mentor. If some of you have been following the channel for a while, you know that my buddy Jeff was in SF. He actually, I think he retired as a 18 Zulu. 28 years in SF. He actually worked out here in JBLM at 1st Special Forces Group. That's what kind of started off all my military stuff and trying to get connected with these guys and everything. And in this, I have the brass pin with brass crossed arrows, very indicative to the United States Army Special Forces. But even more so is the regimental crest, very highly regarded. I mean, there's very few people that have ever had the opportunity to be able to have this pin or this tattoo on their body for having been Green Beret. So kudos to that. That's awesome. But I have that pin for the knives. Next is what I was inspired by. The last couple of knives that I just put out recently is John. John was 10th Mountain Division. He's retired police, and he used to be in Army 10th Mountain Division. So I got the 10th Mountain Division pin made up for his knife. And then he got to asking if I could do something for his son's knife. His son is in the Army, U.S. Army's 3rd Infantry Division. Now, the guys, it's a square patch, and they call it the broken television because it looked like, you know, like the static and such, but it's really just straight white and blue lines. I had that pin made up in nickel, silver, and blue to match the patch, but of course it's round because I'm not putting a square pin in a knife. So I had his pin made up, so those are both U.S. Army pins. Now, the next pin, this is a business pin. It's the crest for my kids' dojo. Both, if you guys follow the channel a little bit, you know my kids are in martial arts. My daughter is an assistant instructor and a 5th degree brown belt in karate, and my son is a 4th degree black belt in karate. He missed his test because he broke his toe earlier this year. Remember when he went off to camp? Well, he broke his toe at camp. He missed out on a test, so that put him a strike behind his sister. But this is the family crest for the dojo. So I had those made because along with their initials in the bottom of their nunchuck, it's the family crest in the other nunchuck. So it was really cool to make them stand out. Lastly, these pins here, because I actually do pins for companies. Like you saw for the Warrior Poet pin, I have 3 other pins here. Now, 2 of these pins I can't talk too much about because one pin's going to be coming out in both of them are coming out in 2019, but I'll start with this one. This pin's really special because it was done in carbon fiber. It's black carbon fiber with black epoxy fill and letters in the middle. And as you look at this, you're going to kind of wonder what that is. And that is OTD. OTD stands for Own the Dash. Own the Dash is a really good saying. There's a story behind that. You can look it up online. But ultimately, Own the Dash was a little bit more personal to me because the fellow that started the organization called Own the Dash was Dakota Meyer, a fellow former U.S. Marine, younger than myself for sure. But you guys have probably heard of Dakota Meyer. Well, he has 2 YouTube channels. He has one for just Dakota Meyer. The other one is the Own the Dash. He does a lot of podcast stuff. He travels around, does guest speaking, does a lot of stuff for the veteran community. He's friends with Crispy, if you follow him on Instagram or something. Omar, really nice guy. He was in the Army. He had got pretty much blown up and burnt and stuff like that. He had he's got a really good story. Jump on Black Rifle Coffee's YouTube channel and look up his backstory. I mean, these guys are phenomenal. Omar is just awesome. Omar doesn't know who I am, but I just got to say, look them up. That's really cool. The other guy, again, Dakota Meyer, he's also good friends with Rob Turkla over at Lunkers TV. I wanted to make a knife for Dakota, simply just to make it for him. Just a kudos, a thank you kind of thing. So I have the pin. I just got to get the knife made and get it off to him. So if Steven or Rob, somebody's watching this, let them know, hey, I need a mailing address, guys. Just send it to me privately. I think Rob and Steven will attest that I can hold personal information quite private. So, that's what this is. So look up Dakota Meyer, Own the Dash. It's a great organization. Get some swag, like a shirt or a hat or something like that. That's really cool. The next one here is we built this relationship here in 2018, and we talk with each other once in a blue moon. And he's got a really good channel. He's a nice guy. He's also a fellow Marine. He's got a good YouTube channel. It's growing, and he's in the gun industry. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to show you guys this pin, because if you recognize the pin, then you're in the know. You're in the group. You're in the circle. This is a knife series that's going to be coming out here in 2019 at some point. Don't really know when. We're still working out the logistics on that, but we do have the knife design nailed down. We just got to get going on it. So this is the pin design for his business, and if you know what this pin is, it's a badger. You guys can see it's a badger. It's one of 4 different style badgers that I could get a hold of. But this was a badger that he picked out, and if you recognize this logo, then good on you, because you're in the circle. Lastly, if you want to even tighten that circle more, it's this pin here. This pin is another YouTuber. He has 2 YouTube channels. My wife and kids and I, we love both channels. I love cooking, love grilling, but even more so, very funny channel. A really nice guy. He's down in Florida. This is the logo for his business, and I had it made up because I plan on sending him a gift. And I'm not getting paid for that one. I'm going to make him a nice knife, and I'm going to send that, and I'm going to have his company knife, his company pin in that knife. It's just a gift. I like to do that. It's one of those things I just like to show with guys on YouTube, because I'm a fellow YouTuber. I like to show that. Yes, it's a little maybe selfish, because maybe I'll get my name out there or something like that, but I literally am making them a very nice, expensive knife. If you guys know my knives, I pick a couple people out. I do that once in a while. If I don't get anything out of it, at least they've seen the knife. I got good karma. That's great. But yes, it would be nice if they could share my information or share it, because I'm a business person too. You want to get the name out there. So, but that's it. That's it in a nutshell. I tried to talk fast. I tried to show you as much as possible. Again, guys, thank you very much for everything there is that you've been doing for me. Really appreciate it for 2018. It's been great. 2019 is going to be definitely a big growth spurt for CK Knife and Tool, as well as a lot of learning curves for me. So until the next video, you all take it easy. Have a good one. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. And until the next one, you guys take it easy. Bye.